And I'm Leo. Welcome to our channel, Yoga with Lin and Leo.
And today we're going to go through some of the poses which connect the sun salutations together. I'm going to go through 6 poses individually. We're not coming into a fluid action with the sun salutations, but teaching each individual pose. Our first pose that we're going to start with is Urdhva hastasana. So if you're a complete beginner with this, just practice with us, extending the arms up above your head. And as you can see here with Leo, there is extension throughout the side waist, but also, as we know in Tadasana, you have to see that there's a lot of grounding into the legs and into the feet. From this action, you can then work on the body groins and extend through the side waist all the way up to the fingertips. One thing that's very important with any extension of the arms is that you get in this direction of muscle fiber. You extend and rotate the arms around. You can see this action. So you've got to see that this is the direction. Okay, so when you're in this position, take a few deeper breaths and extend up. However, if you've got stiffness in your shoulders, and this might be the case, your arms may be difficult to extend in that way, then a good way to practice is to put a yoga belt around this area here. And then you can press into it and connect with the action. And then you see if you can take it a little bit higher. So extend it. So remember, yoga tells us so much about our bodies, where to work, how to work. So use the tools to correct your body. Don't get down if your arms aren't going up above your ears, because actually sometimes that takes a little bit of practice. Our second pose that we're going to go into is Utkatasana. So on an inhalation, we come into an Urdhva hastasana action with a difference. We start to bend the legs. So bending the legs in Utkatasana. Utkatasana is chair pose. You see here that there's tremendous lift through the front body. And also you have to see that you extend back into the buttocks. You can see the weight's going right back. So be strong and ground down into the heels. And again, keep those arms up if you can, keep them up if you can.
It's hard work.
It's hard work. Lifting your sternum, chest, and then when you're ready, taking a breath in and coming up. So we have Urdhva hastasana, Utkatasana. So the third pose we're going to introduce into this sequence is Uttanasana. So this is a folded forward bending action. Now I would recommend, as you practice, you can see here's the classic action as you come forward, legs together. This is quite challenging if you're beginning yoga, or if your muscle fiber is really tight. I would recommend that you take the feet a little bit apart. This will give you a little bit more broadness. And then extending, forward hinging, lift up and over your pelvis, over your hips, and extend forward. So get that action. Now it's a little bit difficult to keep this really nice extension throughout the back. When you put your hands down to the floor, you see what happens. You end up with, quite a rounded back. We don't want that. So bring the hinging action forward so that you can put your hands onto your shins or your thighs and get this action. If you're familiar with this action and you've got some yoga props or a couple of books, you can put your hands onto those. That would be fine too. But
My imaginary books.
yeah. So keep the integrity in the action of the front body and keep this back really nice and straight, and this will lead you to a really good Uttanasana action. And when you're done, take a breath in and come back to Tadasana. Okay, so there's a few tips there for Uttanasana. The main thing is to gradually unfold the body. If you pull too hard, then you're bypassing the important stages. So make sure that the muscle fiber becomes long over sustained practice. So give it a go on a daily basis. Our next pose we're going to come into is Adho Mukha Svanasana. So some of you will be familiar with this. It's dog pose, dog head down. So Leo's going to come into this action.
So I'm going to show from Uttanasana with my hands onto the floor, but I'll also show you how you would get into it if you're a little bit stiffer and haven't got the length in the hamstrings yet. So those with flexibility come back like that. Those who are here, you'll have to bend your knees. So you'll bend your knees to take your hands down and then maybe walk the feet back a little bit like that.
Yes, absolutely a great way to come into it if you've got really tight hamstrings. And again, practice this because it does get better, and then you will move on to slightly more classic methods. So when you're in Adho Mukha Svanasana, what's very important is that you feel the base of the pose. So be aware of the palm and ground down with your palms. It's almost as if you're scuffing those palms towards the end of the mat to then reach through the body all the way towards the buttock-bones. Lift through the abdomen and push those thighs back. So there's going to be a sharp action with those legs. Pushing the thighs back strongly, extending the shins back, and extending the length of the sole of the foot. Very important action. So from here, you can practice this several times. Adho Mukha Svanasana is a great pose to practice regularly. From here, we're just going to come into Adho Mukha Virasana because this is just a pausing point where you can just take a few breaths. And it's quite convenient too because we're going to come into some floor work. The floor work's going to be Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, dog head up, and also Chaturanga is a little bit more of a strengthening action. So when you come for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, tucking the toes under, lifting the backs of the thighs up towards the ceiling, and be mindful that you're lifting through the abdomen. There is like a scooping action of your abdomen to lift from the very base up towards your sternum chest. The hands go beside your chest and you sharpen those elbows back towards the back waist and lift the collarbones and move forward. Alright, take a breath in and come all the way up into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Good. So when you're in this pose, you have to see that you lift through the front body. If there's any compression in your back, extend the back of the pelvis towards the legs even more. Lift up through the front body. Lift out of your pelvis. Now, if this is all going very well, you can come to the next stage and turn the feet. So you may be able to flip the feet or just go one by one. You can see here, flipping the feet. This is quite a good way of doing. Extending. Okay, because we're coming from the floor, we're just going to just let the body release down. Okay, and release towards the floor side. And just rest the forehead onto either the wrists or the back of the palms. So our next pose we come to is Chaturanga. So this is quite a serious body lift now. So you have to make sure you've got all of these different imprints into your body, keeping those legs extended. Most importantly, extend those heels away from you. Push them away from you so strongly. And again, lifting the backs of the thighs, lifting your abdomen, shut with the elbows, extending so strongly through the front body, and when you're ready, a nice deep inhalation and lift a little off the ground. You try to keep that plank position, extending the chest forward. If it's a good day, you can stay there for quite a few seconds. If it's not so good, then you might need to release yourself down.
Not a good day.
Rest your forehead. Okay, good. And just take a few breaths. And now that's the end of our video on the 6 poses which we will join together for the sun salutations.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and we would recommend that you did this video a couple of times so you familiarise yourself with each of the poses and the teaching points of those poses.
Definitely.
Then you can start joining these poses together in the sun salutations, the Surya Namaskar, in order to have a fluidity and an understanding of what you should be doing in each of those individual poses.
Yes, absolutely. And if you would like more structured courses, then do go to our online site, myyogatutor.com, and if you like our videos, subscribe to our channel. button down there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Namaste.